What's up, guys? Sorry, I had to get that out. I just need to get that out of my system. All right. What's up? No, stay the fuck over there. Okay, some grips. We're still gonna have to break the grips, but we do it a little bit differently in the shoulder, making everything here harder for him to be flexible, and then I finish, right? So that's called creating tension, 411 or something like that. Okay. You have kind of like, the spiderweb one. Maybe we'll go over the spiderweb one, okay? So, what's up, y'all? Welcome to On and Off the Mat. We are on the mat today with Andy Zupek. He's volunteered his body for science. Sorry, children. Anyways, that was weird. Anyways, we're not really gonna focus on a technique today, but we're gonna use a technique idea to help us focus on some concepts and ideas around what parts of jiu-jitsu make that up, and how we kind of relay that. Anytime you're learning anything, I'm gonna focus on jiu-jitsu, but anytime you're learning anything and you learn things that connect to it, normally you're gonna remember them better. You're gonna be able to use them better, and that's just gonna be a really important part to learning faster, or what I like to call accelerated learning, right? So we're gonna be using the north-south Kimura as a spot. We're gonna talk about finishing that and some mechanics that make that up, and then we're gonna talk about like, oh, we can't get it, you know, what's next? How do we go from move to move to move? What was that? What did you just do?
It's noisy.
What did you do? What does that mean? What that mean? It's the next step. Okay. I was gonna say that later because we're talking about chaining things, right? Andy gave me the good idea of talking about, you know, when you're a lower belt, a lot of times you're like, I'm gonna do this one move. What do I do now? I'm gonna do this move again. It didn't work. What do I do now, right? So a lot of people talk about it as chaining. I usually say combos because I like video games and because I learned striking first, right? So you kind of learn things in combination. And so if you go ahead and lay down on your side, he's got a mic. He's mic'd up, so I feel like you're just gonna hear a lot of me putting my crotch in his face. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry.
Well, right now it's down here though on my chin, so I don't think you'll be okay unless I go to the mat, right?
We'll find out.
All right.
But that would have been that time to say, sorry, children. Steal that from, what's his face? I'm being nice, guys. I don't know how much you can see down here, but I'm being nice. I'm not trying to like sit in his head while I'm explaining this. When you're actually doing this position, your goal is to sit on his head, try to control his chin a little bit. When I say lean back, I don't mean lean off of your point of balance. What I really mean is sit down, right? So let's just talk, excuse me. Let's just talk about the basics of finishing this north-south Kimura, okay? When you attack the Kimura, you're attacking the shoulder. Shoulder attack, okay? I want his elbow to start coming up in relationship to his body. Up meaning, what's so funny?
True.
Up meaning in relationship to his head, right? When I do this, it tightens his shoulder up, okay? So if I'm here and I'm just trying to like submit him like this, and he's fairly flexible in the shoulder. It's very surprising. If I'm here and I'm trying to finish the Kimura, this is taking forever, right? Versus when I bring this elbow up and I turn, he taps a lot sooner. So I'm tightening up the muscles in the shoulder. I'm making everything here harder for him to be flexible, and then I finish, right? So that's called creating tension. And you're gonna learn that creating tension in joint locks and all the places in jiu-jitsu is very important, okay? Another thing I'm doing is I'm using leverage. So when I'm pulling that back, I'm trying to get as much as I can up into his elbow for the maximum point of leverage as I pull that. And then as I push this is the other lever or lever. I switch back and forth. I don't think there's a right or wrong on that, you know, like tomato, tomato, sure, okay? But I'm gonna go ahead and use this as the fulcrum, and I'm gonna push on the wrist and use that as a lever. The other way we can do this is we push down and we hide it behind his armpit. I'm trying to slide that hand behind the armpit, right? And he's not tapped pretty quick, okay? So that's a Kimura, one time all the way through, right? I'm gonna go ahead and do this full on. I sit, and as I sit, I kind of pull back on that elbow, okay? As I pull back on that elbow, I act like a robot, and I just turn with it, right? If I'm having trouble getting it, I'm gonna hide that wrist behind his armpit, okay? So, what is so funny?
You just hear Andy fucking breathing.
This is what I meant. He has that labored breathing underneath my ball sack. So
I'll stop. I'll nose breathe.
Right.
So don't breathe, dude. No.
So to highlight the important pieces of what's going on there, right? We talked about leverage, all right, and we talked about creating tension. Those are important things to any joint lock. So I don't want to talk about too many concepts because then we're getting into like a full deep lecture. I do want to talk about chaining things. Sorry, I had to pick the word. Combos, right? You want to look at what's next to something. Could I? Absolutely. If I'm going with a white belt, I got plenty of skill. I'm bored. I don't really want the Kimura. I'm trying to work leg locks instead. I could be here and all of a sudden be like, you know what, keep that. And then I'm gonna come over here and jump to 411 or something like that. Shoot, okay. Is it there? Sure, sure. But if I wanna finish him and that's not the case, and I don't feel good about my ability to attack the Kimura, just come to the armbar, okay? So we're already in this type of position. We're gonna come up, we're gonna keep our balance. I like to finish mine here where I sit back, shin in the armpit, okay? Scrunching my feet up to my butt, and then I'm ready to attack the arm, okay? So we went from, he's here, Kimura not working out, right? Maybe he's got some grips. We're still gonna have to break the grips, but we do it a little bit differently whenever we have to do the armbar, boom, okay? Why Kimura armbar? Because you already have the arm isolated, right? So if we're really chaining things together, we're here with Andy, okay? We have to pass his guard. We do some kind of guard pass. Oh no, his guard. And the mic thing drops, okay? So, okay, we're here, we pass his guard. Maybe he starts coming up onto us, boom, we come here. We're like, I don't like the way this is set up for the Kimura, so maybe instead I go to the armbar, okay?
Fix your shit.
It's still working.
Yeah, as long as you guys don't crush it.
Okay. When you're looking at that, we call it a path, okay? And you have kind of two ways that things chain out, which is where we go Kimura armbar is more like a spiderweb path. You have a bunch of things that can come up off of that. You have kind of like the pathway to chain things, and then you have the spiderweb way to chain things. And maybe we'll go over the spiderweb one another time. But I just kind of wanted to highlight that. Again, big points that we went over is just creating tension and getting leverage. You got any questions on that or anything else you want to talk about?
No.
You got any feedback for the peoples? Stealing that from Wallow?
No.
No.
Right. No hope.
Yeah, fuck them people.
Damn, son. Okay, well.
Not giving up the secrets.
Thanks for joining us for On the Mat. Hopefully you guys can ask us some questions so we can get a little bit more direction, and we'll go from there. And we'll see you guys next time for On or Off the Mat. Thanks. I hope that's on there. That was like a really gay high five.